All right, so I'm live, but just gonna go ahead and wait till anybody joins in. Might as well just show my screen. There we go. All right. Okay. Awesome. The chat window is open. Let's go ahead and do a test to make sure this works. This should be on a 30-second delay, so anybody listening to this will have 30-second delay. Like right now, you can see it says please stand by. So I'm assuming if everything works correctly, that in a few seconds, we should be seeing this screen here update. Now, I've never done this before. We'll see if it works correctly. You can see it's starting to load. Perfect. Okay. It did work. Okay, good. So now I'm seeing what you could call a delayed replay. Cool. So I will send this link out to everybody. And there's, it's already sent out through Twitter. Look at that. All right, well, I'll go ahead and try Facebook real quick. Okay. I'm mainly just testing this out to see if this actually works well. I'd really like to do one of these live Q&As at some point. Okay. Might as well check out my other page. Yeah. So that seems to be working pretty good. All right. So let me go and move this chat window here. Perfect. So if anybody's on here, all you got to do is just go into this box here and you could probably just chat with me. In fact, let me go and open this in a private window to see what it looks like. Okay, so the private window does the exact same thing. It just allows you to chat if you want to. Okay. Cool. So I'll just leave this open for a bit and see how this works out. See, one watching now. It's probably just me. This is what happens when you don't announce stuff in advance. Okay. So I will just leave this on. Let me see. All right. Okay, so that should just be showing that. Let's see. Oh, perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. All right. Now it's not interfering with everything else. Very cool. So I can mess around with eBay, and you guys won't have to see me mess around on eBay. That's perfect. Okay. The only problem with this is you can't actually hear people. It's like I can hear myself talking, which is kind of annoying, but I can't hear anybody else. Is that? Interesting. What I probably should have done, which would have made a lot more sense, is if I had actually scheduled this and let everybody know about it. But I'm just testing to see how it works out. Let's see. And I'm not going to be discussing the stuff I'm taking down. That's not the purpose of this at all. So. Let's see. I got somebody else on here now too. Okay. All right, so whoever is there, just go ahead and feel free to type a message in the window. It's just a test, but I just want to see how it works out. Oh, maybe I should resume this. Okay. So this is a 30-second delay. So from what you're seeing on this screen to what's actually being displayed looks like it's delayed about 30 seconds. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Well, since I can hear myself talking, let me see. I just muted it out. Okay, now it's working good. Perfect. All right. Very cool. This doesn't actually seem to be using up too much bandwidth at all. Very good. Okay. Oh, is it not showing my screen? Oops. I don't know how that happened again. Let's try that one more time. All right. That's better. Okay. I deleted that. Oh, it's still there. I got to get rid of that article. Okay, you should be able to just type a chat right here. If you guys are actually on the YouTube channel, you can type it in. So go and type your message, whatever it is right there. Just see. Oops. Want me to type in all caps? Actually, looks like I'm yelling. I'm not. Definitely not yelling. Okay. Okay. I'm not seeing your questions. Ah. Wait a second. All right. Switch that to perfect. All right. Let's see. All right. Chat is enabled. There we go. Oh, wow. You guys could actually come live and talk. If you guys have a microphone. I didn't know that. Very cool. All right. Yes, I am deleting articles right now. You guys can't see my other screen, but that's exactly what I'm doing. So really not the purpose of this. Now, I don't know what you guys are watching. If you guys are watching from Twitter, you actually should be watching on YouTube, because if you're on YouTube, you guys can chat. You guys hear me okay? Let me put this back. Sorry. I don't have my mic on the stand today. I'm trying to do other stuff. So here's the deal. Yeah, I'm removing some videos. I'm removing some articles. And you guys can probably figure out which ones they are. I'm not going to get into it because it's not a discussion that I want to get into right now. But if you have any general questions regarding currencies or anything like that, just go ahead and let me know. Now, make sure you're on YouTube. If you guys aren't on YouTube watching this, then you're not going to see that there's actually a chat window set up. So make sure you're on YouTube itself. This doesn't seem to be even using up too much bandwidth on my end. Interesting having to hear your own voice 30 seconds delayed. I'm glad this is not. Let me see. All right. I'm going to say live. All right. 3 people now. Okay, good. This is completely unscheduled, guys. This is just a test. So if you guys are in the YouTube video itself, not Twitter, not Facebook, but if you guys are actually watching from YouTube, then you should be able to see my screen. Yeah, it should be showing it right now. In fact, I'll just go ahead and show all my screen. Might as well. All right. Close that down. Yeah, there is a delay, so nothing I can do. That's not on my end. That's on Google's end. Got a pretty fast supercomputer here, so it's definitely not my computer. Let's see. Live control room, good. Belt is good. All right, back there. Okay. All right, so chat's open, so you guys can feel free to chat. Just type in your message right there, right below the chat window. I should be able to see it. Trash. Because just watching me delete stuff now, but feel free to ask any questions you have in the window here. I guess nobody's got any questions. That's good. Everybody's set. So this is just a test anyways. In fact, maybe I should have said test. It's too late. It's already 3 people watching. What is this, Nick Marino? Oh, delete permanently. Yeah. Delete permanently. Okay. Still no questions? 8 people watching, and you guys are just sitting there. No one's asking questions. Come on. That's why I'm messing around on eBay waiting for you guys. So you should be on the YouTube channel. If your screen doesn't look like this screen, then you're not on the right channel. You should be able to see a chat window right here where you guys can just type. Wonder what my screen's showing. Oh, I'm like watching myself from a minute ago, right? Actually, no, it's a 30-second delay. Yeah, I'm just messing around too because you guys aren't asking any questions. This was completely unscheduled. It's just me testing the capabilities of YouTube to do live chat. So, because you guys are always having a lot of questions for me, so let's see. Now, imagine if I'd actually scheduled this. Imagine if I'd actually said, "Hey, everybody, I'm having a live chat," and probably have like 400 people on, I'm sure. But at this point, there's 7 people on. It's only been about 15 minutes, and haven't received any questions. So I'm assuming everybody knows exactly what's happening with the reset and everything. That's fine. All right. So I'm just updating stuff on my site, so don't mind me. All right, still doing that. Oh, there we go. Got a question. Great Kings of Rap, still wise to hold Iraqi dinar. I'm just going to say, sure. I'm saying, sure, if you want. Hey, let me know if you can hear me okay, dude. Yeah, I've still got my dinar. I still have about a million dinar that I purchased. What I purchased it from. Well, it doesn't really matter what company I purchased it from, but I still have what I purchased about, oh, geez, man. When I first heard Tony, I jumped into the dinar, but then like after a month, I said, maybe this is a bad idea. Actually, I admit it was my wife. She She's like, why do you listen to that guy? Physical gold and silver, totally. Yeah, totally physical gold and silver. That's what I would do. Absolutely. So Great Kings of Rap, just say I can hear you fine if you can hear me fine. Remember, there's a 30-second delay. Sorry about the delay. I had to set this up with YouTube. They're like, do you want to do a 30-second delay or do you want to do a minute delay? And I figure a minute's too long because people will ask a question, they won't see a response, they'll probably jump off. 25-second delay. Thanks, man. Yeah. So in 25 seconds, you'll hear me. I'm sorry. Yeah, you'll hear me delayed. 20 seconds now. All right. No, this is actually fun. This is just something I wanted to test out. I seem to have a better microphone than a lot of those guru guys do. In fact, I don't even have my microphone on a stand. Now you should be able to hear me better. Yeah, so physical gold and silver, I'll just get into that real quick. I'm a firm believer that what's probably going to end up happening is the US dollar, and this actually is sad to say this, but it's probably no longer going to be the reserve currency. So it's just to me, it's inevitable. I mean, every fiat currencies in history has always failed. Zimbabwe, by the way, was a fiat currency, and I know some people own that. Great Kings of Rap. Hopefully you don't have that, but if you do, I would suggest selling it on eBay. In fact, you could probably find a lot of people buying it on eBay. Let's see. Actually, what I did, see if I did it. Yeah, see the Zimbabwe 100 trillion. People think that this is the one that they need. Let me go ahead and go to highest price. This is just ridiculous. Look how much some people are spending on this. Like this guy has 1,000 pieces of the 100 trillion Zimbabwe dollars. Now remember, those notes are not even worth a penny a piece. I mean, maybe they're worth a penny, but I'm saying that they have no real value. They're selling it for $40,000 for 1,000 pieces of currency. Now I know people are saying, well, yeah, the dinar will revalue or this will revalue. And Zimbabwe, the problem with that is it has to be reintroduced. So you can't have a currency revalue that is not even a currency. In fact, if you watch any video from Zimbabwe, they're actually totally against bringing back that currency. Thanks for following me, man. I appreciate it. It's just funny. I mean, I think it's great those people who are making money off of eBay with the Zimbabwe dollar. I mean, maybe they kind of thought that they were going to make money. It was going to revalue, but then they realized, hey, we can make more money if we just sell it to people. And so they are. Let me see. If I go to the auctions, you can see. Let's see if anybody's bidding. Oh, yeah. So you go to ending soonest on eBay, and you can see exactly if there's any bids on anything like that. Like here's one. See, this is more of a collector's item right here. Someone's selling the $100 trillion Zimbabwe dollar for 26 bucks. See, I would buy something like that strictly as a collectible item. Nothing more, nothing less. If it's a collectible item, that is it, guys. I would not purchase the Zimbabwe dollar for any other reason. So here's what I was talking about. Now, I own, guys, a lot of numismatic stuff that is collector's items, but I don't own these. I don't own these Zimbabwe dollars. But I would purchase something like this strictly for a collector's item, not because I expect that I'm going to get rich off the Zimbabwe dollar, because you can't get rich off of a currency that's not being used. I'm going to be mentioning that in a future video about the Weimar Republic marks. In fact, they might actually be for sale on eBay. I'm not sure. Yeah, there they are right there. So here's a great example, guys. So these are the hyperinflated Weimar Republic notes from Germany. These are, I believe it was like 1922, 1923. Oh, says it right there, 1922. So here's the thing. If you believe the Zimbabwe dollar will revalue, or pardon me, it's my cell phone. If you believe the Zimbabwe dollar will revalue and go up, then you also believe that these notes will, which is really ludicrous if you think that. And I did say ludicrous. I was thinking about Spaceballs. Okay, let's see. Would you have a larger hold of silver or gold? I think silver would give you a better rate of return. Absolutely, man. In fact, I have a really funny picture that I took. Let me show it to you real quick. Hopefully, I named this picture correctly. Let's see. And I do recommend silver more than gold. That is true. Is that it? That's the picture I took. So that's the Will and Meadowcoat book, and then these are my silver eagles. Each of these has 20 silver eagles in it, and the whole box has 500. So it's 25 of these tubes times 20 coins per tube. That equals 500. Hopefully I didn't mess that up. But yeah, I took this picture. This is what I own. I own silver. I sold the gold that I did have, though. I had I'll show you the gold that I had. Well, it doesn't really matter too much, but the gold that I had, man, was actually it was these really beautiful. Let me show you what it was. You'll probably be impressed when you see these. In fact, I don't know if they still. Oops. Let me see. Might have the date wrong. It might be the. Let me see. 2008. Okay, this is it. This is the one I owned. In fact, that's the exact one I owned. Okay, so let me show you the gold coin that I sold. Okay, so this is the coin that I had. I had gold and I sold it to exchange for silver. Now, some people say, well, isn't gold supposed to be the currency of the elite? Yeah, absolutely. But this is the coin that I had. Now, I sold this coin for, I think I sold it for about $2,500, and I ended up trading it for silver. And then the silver gold ratio changed, and silver actually became cheaper than gold. I think that, did I say that correctly? Yeah. So what ended up happening was I exchanged this gold when the ratio was about, I say the ratio was about 60. And now the ratio from silver to gold it's like 70 ounces of silver to 1 ounce of gold. So this was a 1 ounce coin, and I ended up getting quite a lot more than it's obviously worth. But remember, when I sold it, gold was really high. I mean, I sold it when gold was about $1,600 an ounce. I don't even know what it is right now, but it's real cheap. But I would prefer holding silver more than gold, definitely. Yeah. Yeah. So you're right about silver giving a better rate of return. In fact, Great Kings of Rap, what they said is they've actually said that, and you can look this up, but I think it's the U.S. Geological Survey, whoever, the geologists that go out and they check the metals that are available in the earth. Supposedly what they said that, oh yeah, thanks, it is a nice coin. Yeah, they said something about the effect of silver is actually more rare than gold. That was something that I heard. As for the 7-year cycle, oh yeah, totally. In fact, if you guys have been following anything like Jonathan Kahn or the Shemitahs, or there's something that's going to happen in September. I'm almost guaranteeing that there's something big going to happen in September. I don't know what it is. It might just be some announcement by China saying, "Hey, we've got a whole bunch of gold. We've got tons of gold," and they're gonna let everybody know for sure how much they have. In fact, let's go ahead and go into something. I think originally, how did I type it? I think I typed it with countries. Yeah, here it is. Countries with the largest gold reserves. Now, this thing's probably outdated, but let's just go ahead and see what it says. Oh, wait, this is not, let me find Wikipedia. Wikipedia was a lot easier. It says something like countries with the largest gold reserves. Let's just go ahead and click this out real quick. Okay, so here we are. So as you can see, I'm going to zoom in because I'm assuming you guys can't see that very well from YouTube. Okay, so you can see the U.S. has supposedly, and I say this very, bluntly, supposedly we have 8,100 ounces of gold. I don't think we do. There hasn't been a full accounting since, what, the 50s, 60s? Germany, they definitely have that much. In fact, they probably have more. Germany could almost back their currency with gold. If you look at this, they could totally break away from the euro and just have their own gold-backed currency. The IMF uses SDR, so they don't give you a ratio. Italy has a bunch of gold, but Italy is part of the euro as well. But look where China's at on here. China is number 7. It says they only have 1,054 tons. Let me tell you something. They've probably got more than Germany right now. I wouldn't be surprised because they're the largest importer of gold, and they're also the largest producer of gold. So let me explain this. Gold doesn't really leave China. It pretty much is there, and then they fly gold in. That's just, I mean, you have to think about it. They have the largest economy in the world. Do you think they want to be dealing in fiat currency? Of course not. They want to own assets. So they're buying up America. Let me tell you something. Where I live out here in Phoenix, I'm seeing tons of people from China. I ask them all the time. I'm like, hey, so what's happening with the ghost cities in China? What's going on? And they're like, oh, nothing. It's just they're moving farmers from the country into the city. I said, oh, you mean so those ghost cities are actually going to have people? They said, yeah, they'll have people in there. So as for the 7-year cycle, again, yes, something will probably happen later this year in 2015. Now, I hope nothing does happen. Hope nothing bad happens. But if you have gold and silver, if you have food, if you have Mormon friends, I found that a lot of Mormons, they're doing the exact same thing I'm doing. They're stocking up on gold, silver, food, blankets, things you need. And it'll be really hard to run this operation without electricity, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, and I'm glad that you like that coin, man. But seriously, I see silver outperforming gold in the long run, definitely. And even that Willem Middelkoop interview I did, he says the exact same thing. Platinum is cheap. Yeah, people are not talking about platinum. I think most of that comes from South Africa, right? Isn't it? In fact, doesn't Zimbabwe produce platinum? Yeah, so. If anybody else has questions, all you really have to do is you can see this chat window here. Just go ahead and type it in. It'll be about a 30-second delay or so, and everybody will be able to see your chat, just in case you have any questions. Remember, this thing was unplanned. I mean, normally when I send out an email, it gets hundreds of views. Oh, by the way, guys, tomorrow's my birthday. February 24th, 2015 is my birthday. I'm going to be 33. I don't know why I'm making that announcement now. I just thought about it. Yeah. Anyways, so you guys feel free to ask any questions you have here. I'm not sure how long I'm going to keep this going for. I'm sure people will just be bored because I'm just kind of just ranting on about China and stuff. But I do speak to people from China all the time. So, and I ask them stuff. I ask them good questions. I said, hey, what do you guys think about this? Because remember, they deal with propaganda just like we do, guys. We're not the only ones that deal with propaganda. I don't want you to think that. There's propaganda in every country of the world. All right. So I'm just setting up some redirects on my site. So don't be too concerned with what I'm up to. I had to remove some articles, and I'm essentially going to be redirecting them. I'm wondering how many people are actually watching this from beginning to end. Yeah. Thanks for the happy birthday, man. Thank you. Blessings to you too, man. My current forecast on the reset. Let me just be real specific about this. Do I think we're all going to get rich because we own Dinar or Dong or Zimbabwe dollars? No, I don't think we're going to get rich from that. I believe, like I was saying earlier, that we need to have more assets. For instance, you need to have a car that's paid for. You need to have a house that's paid for. You need to have physical silver, not the kind that you keep in a safe deposit box, because many of you guys don't remember, but on 9/11, the banks got shut down and most people had their silver in safe deposit boxes. If you had it at home, you could always go to the silver dealers and you could say, hey, I need some cash. And the banks were closed, the ATMs were out of money, but you could still take your silver to the local dealers. Now, you guys notice I'm not promoting silver on my site where I'm saying, hey, you should buy from me or whatever. I'm just telling you guys the right thing to do. I would own silver. Definitely own silver. As for the resets, okay, here's the deal. It's going to happen. We all know this is going to happen. The dollar's totally going to get removed from the world currency scene. In fact, you could probably just type bilateral trade and just see how many countries are moving away from the US dollar. I mean, it's frightening. So what's holding the dollar up now that they stopped quantitative easing? Really, it's really just speculation. Certain countries will still own US dollars, but I mean, even China made that announcement. They're like, we're no longer going to buy treasuries. So you have to wonder, if China's not buying our debt, then what are they doing with all those extra, what do they have, $2 trillion worth of US dollars? Well, if you were China, what would you do? You would spend it, right? So like I said, I speak to Chinese people all the time over here. They're buying up real estate. They bought up the movie theaters out here. They're buying up farmland. In fact, probably the best asset, when things are going bad, is farmland. If you guys can get a farm, pay for a farm, you'll be in great shape when this reset happens. Does that answer your question? I want to make sure that I'm answering it fully. Try not to rant. Now, I've never done this before. Let me see. I got 12 people on. I've never done this before. We've kind of done like a live Q&A. So let you guys know. I really want to focus on kind of fixing up. Let me show you the sites that I got. I have like, and yeah, this is serious. I do have like 100 websites, but I do a lot of client work. I have, one of my businesses I do is I try to get basic websites up and going for customers. So you see, I have like 3 different looking websites. Like this one's on ISIS Iraq. I mean, I heard the term, so I just bought ISISIraq.com. Real basic site. I bought Dinar RV News, and then I bought Global Currency Reset. But if you look, all 3 sites have a different theme. So now this is the truth, but I was actually considering doing something like this Dinar Guru site does. See, you guys are familiar with what they do. They don't really produce their own information. In fact, what Dinar Guru mainly does is they just do curation, or they have people write for them, because you have to wonder about some of this intelligence information. Like, I don't want it. Look, I just got on the Dinar Guru site. The first thing I see is something could happen after 4 p.m. today. That was Tony. And everybody's like, why are you always attacking Tony? Why are you doing this? Guys, I'm not. I'm really not. It's just the whole reason I got involved with this currency was because of Tony, because I had heard somebody mention Global Currency Reset. I was doing some research, and then Tony's name came up. I listened to his calls, and I thought the guy actually knew stuff. Then I started doing research on him, and I found out most of the stuff, in fact, a lot of the stuff he was saying was a lie. I will show you guys something remarkable, though. You guys won't believe how much stuff I have. So I want you to see this all really quick. Okay. Now, if you guys can see my screen, I can't zoom in anymore. But if you look at this, I have Dinar conference calls from 2010 and 11. I've got calls about trusts. I've got Adam Montana announcing the RV. I've got calls from the BH group, the group that got indicted. I've got Tony calls from 2011. Another BH group call. Most of the stuff was deleted, you guys. Most of it was. I found it. I did really good research. I found a lot of information about these different Dinar companies and stuff. Ray Ren, I found something about Ray Ren doing trust. But here's the point. I have a lot of information. I just have to figure out how to disseminate it to everybody. Way too much. I mean, most people just got on this Dinar thing for the first time, and they want to know about it, when it's going to happen. The fact of the matter is, this thing has been going on since 2010, 2011. And these calls, if I were to put one of these calls on my site, you guys would literally assume that that call was just recorded today or yesterday, because the same information on those calls saying it's going to happen, the people are at the banks, or there's dancing in the streets, or the rates are on the screen, the same lingo that was used back in 2011 is still being used today. Yeah, China has so much gold. It's absolutely ridiculous that they don't announce how much they really have. I think there's a good reason for it. I think if China were to make that announcement that they have, let's say, more gold in the United States, here's what would happen. the United States economy would probably start to collapse really quickly because people would say, well, we want to know how much gold we have. And there'd be a bunch of people rioting saying, how much gold do we have? And what would happen? It just caused mass chaos. And people would start investing in China again. And yeah, I do have some Chinese yuan, you guys. I speculate in different currencies, but here's the thing, and I try to let everybody realize this. If the global currency reset is going to be based on assets, why not own the assets themselves, right? Just let if the dinar is going to be backed by gold, why not own gold? And the dinar won't be backed by gold. I'm just saying that. And by the way, I don't think the Iraqi dinar is a good investment right now because just with ISIS and everything, no one has asked this question and no one's answered it. But here's the question. You guys remember when the Saddam notes were removed from Iraq in 2002, 2003? Well, let's say you're in the United States and you have the Saddam notes. Well, how would you get to Iraq to exchange that money? Oh, no one ever thought about that. Well, what happens if the dinar goes from the current digits, where it's the 30 notes, to just being like, instead of 25,000 dinar, what if it just becomes 25? How are we going to exchange our dinar? Who's going to take it? See, people don't realize that. I'm assuming the dinar companies will probably arrange something, but of course they'll charge you a fee. But I'm just saying, guys, you need to be prepared. I'm trying to own assets more than currency right now. Okay. If you have children, teach them Mandarin. Yeah. No, I don't have children. No, we're not having children. Definitely not. Yep. When is the IMF and the UN going to move to China? What do you mean by that? Do you mean what? Not actually sure about your question. Do you mean when are they going to make China the world reserve currency? Could be any time. China just needs to make that announcement. Ukraine is the 4th breadbasket in the world. Yeah, I totally agree. In fact, when I first heard about the Ukraine getting attacked, you guys probably knew this already, but I did when I was in the Navy. I actually had a top secret clearance, but who cares about that, right? If you go into the Ukraine and you just type in CIA World Fact Book, I'm going to go ahead and do this real quick. We actually had access to this in the Navy, and I'm surprised that it's not classified, but here it is. So here's the CIA World Fact Book for the Ukraine. I'm going to scroll down to where it says economy, click that, and I want you to just, I'm going to have to zoom in. I'm assuming you can't see that. Here we are. So after Russia, the Ukraine Republic was the most important economic component of the former Soviet Union, producing about 4 times the output of the next ranking republic. So the Ukraine, their economy was really just based on agriculture. They had grains, they had meat, milk, vegetables, everything. And they supplied a lot of oil to Russia. So let's see what they've got right now. So their GDP is $175 billion a year. That says 2003. Their purchasing power is $337 billion. So they're number 42 in the world. Their GDP is based on services and industry. Here we are right here. Grain, sugar beets, sunflower seeds. I love sunflower seeds. Vegetables, beef, and milk. Anybody here have a gluten intolerance? I can't eat wheat. It stinks. I'm Italian. I can't even have pizza. Actually, I'm allergic to dairy, so I can't have pizza. Yeah, I can't have milk either. Anyways, they have coal, electric power. Electric powder sounds like a soft drink. Yeah, so they have a lot of good stuff there in the Ukraine. They also have oil too. I'm not seeing it. It's not showing up on here, is it? Let me see. Okay, here it is. Ukraine depends on imports to meet about 3/4 of its annual oil and gas requirements and its nuclear needs. Okay, so I was under the impression that actually the Ukraine had a lot of oil, and that was the whole purpose of the invasion. Anyways, that's just speculation at this point. Anyways, so the CIA World Fact Book, this is what I used to use when I had my clearance, and I could just look at different things, different countries. I've been to 16 countries, guys, so I did have to learn about the countries I went to. I used to produce little currency charts because we go to places like Singapore and have to figure, well, when we, and no one did this as far as I knew, but I would go to the ATM and I'm like, okay, well, I can withdraw, you know, 100, 200, 300. So I had to calculate if I took out 100 Singapore dollars, what was that? 80 US dollars. So I did stuff like that when I was in the service. Did you say, yes, I have an app on my phone with all Dinar updates. I found out they're just typing the currency, not saying Dinar is garbage, but I'll not put all my eggs in one basket. That's a good attitude to have, man, because I don't know what the app is. I think I signed up for some kind of thing about Dinar updates. I forgot what site it was. I don't want to name drop it. I prefer you don't name drop it, but if anything happens with Dinar, you guys will know. It'll be on the news, okay? So I try to tell people there's no point really listening to these conference calls at this time. It's to me, it's just foolish, guys. I used to waste time listening to that, and seriously, what's the point? What's the point? It's like if the Dinar revalues, you'll know, right? But here's the other problem. If it redenominates, which means if it goes from 25,000 to 25, now you have to figure out how to exchange that. And I'm not saying that the currency companies won't exchange your old notes for the new ones. I'm just saying, what if you have to actually go to Iraq to exchange your dinar? Is it worth it? Most of us, like, I only own 1 million dinar at most. So it's like, what am I going to, how much will I make for that? Like $800 if I sell it? And that's where the money is really being made. The money is being made when you buy it and when you sell it. There's not going to be a huge, in my opinion, a huge profit potential with Iraq, the Iraqi dinar. I don't mess around with the futures. I think oil prices might stay below. Well, let me explain. I'm in Tempe now, and it's about, I think, 200. It's like 229 per gallon. It might stay around the 229 to 249 range. But I just watched this video with Lindsey Williams. I know he was saying some. In fact, I took some notes. I don't have them in front of me, but he was saying that there's going to be deflation, except for food prices. The food prices will have inflation. Oh, that's right. Okay, so it was natural gas. Okay, yeah. For some reason I thought it was oil. Yeah, Ukraine has natural gas. Anyways, Lindsey Williams stated something in that most recent DVD. I believe he was saying specifically that he was concerned that there would be deflation in everything but food prices, meaning gas prices would go down, energy prices would go down, which I don't know how that's going to happen. Oil prices go down, but food prices would continue to go up. So I don't know where I live. I mean, I see prices going up like crazy and things. I mean, just if you guys look at the price of peanut butter, just look at how much the price of peanut butter has gone up in like the last 10 years. It's crazy. I do miss that coin. Really wish I had that again. So you can look at all these other countries that have good reserves, but also compare. And here's the other thing I forgot to mention about China. When it said that China had 1,000 tons, supposedly that only represents 1% of their reserves. So China can have a world reserve currency unless, I believe, they have at least 30% reserves, which means they would have need 30 tons of gold. But I'm just speculating. I have no proof of that, so don't quote me on that. Look at the Netherlands. They have over 50% of their currency could be backed by gold. Look at that. And the United States says 71.6, but I have a really hard time believing that. Not seeing any more questions. It says there's 13 people watching, but I think I'm only getting questions from like 3 of you guys. So feel free to just type it in the chat. In fact, some of you guys who are just joining us, if you're not on the YouTube channel, then you're probably not even seeing the chat window. Let me check my Twitter page real quick. I'm assuming that this is on Twitter. Yeah, see, it shows it on Twitter as like a live stream, but when you click it, there's no chat window. So that's confusing probably. Yeah, see, it's showing the live video right now, but okay. So guys, make sure I didn't even show you how to do that. That was weird. Let me go back. So when you're on, let's say you're on Twitter, when you click it, click this right here, and it'll take you to the YouTube channel, okay? Okay, so that makes sense for you guys. Now let's try Facebook real quick. Here's Facebook. So do you see right there? If you click it on Facebook, it just opens up in a small embedded window. So you actually have to click here, and then it'll open it up into YouTube, and then you'll see a chat window pop up on the right side. Now you can type your chat. See, guys, I'm learning this because this is the first time I'm doing this, so thanks for bearing with me. And for my birthday tomorrow, I don't think I'll be doing any videos or any updates. Oh, people are actually typing messages here on Facebook? Guys, I'm not saying type on Facebook. No, don't type on Facebook. Type in the chat window on YouTube. Type here in the chat window. So they say I'm not in the bank yet. Maybe this week, I hope. It's done. John Lay says it's done. John Lay? I don't know what you're talking about. And Sarah says, what, it RV'd? No. No, Sarah. Bad Sarah. I never said that. Let me check the other channel, make sure people aren't confused. Hold on a sec. Let's see. Okay, so no one's actually on this one. That's good. Okay. All right, I don't see any more questions, so I might have to end this. Besides, guys, I'm going to go grab something to eat. I'm kind of hungry right now. Kind of got up and didn't really eat anything today. Let me go ahead and put this on something real quick. All right, leave that open for a minute. Jim. Ah, okay. I'm talking to somebody privately. Already deleted it. Yes, guys, I had to delete some stuff. I don't want to tell you why or who, but let's just say I had to delete certain YouTube videos and I had to delete certain articles. If you guys want to know which ones they are, just check out archive.org. You'll see the ones that were there that are not there now. And I really don't want to get into it. I don't want to talk too much about gurus. I don't want to talk too much about other stuff except for what's really happening right now. Unfortunately, you guys are still getting misled by the gurus each day. In fact, some people will say something about the Gazette. Someone's like, well, it was announced in the Gazette. And I said, okay, show me a screenshot. And no one sends me a screenshot. Or someone says the rates are on the screens. I said, well, show me the rates on the screens. See, guys, I want you to understand something. If I can't back something up with pictures, I won't show it to you. So why not expect the same thing? Oh, I know, because you guys are on conference calls. So you're saying, well, there's no video. Well, here's the thing. If they're on a conference call, then all they have to do is go to their website and say, okay, so here's what we discussed on the call today. Here are the links. Here's where you can prove it. You guys ever read a book and at the end it says bibliography and you can see exactly what sources of information they use? Well, apparently if you're a Dinar guru, you don't need to list your sources. You can just make a speculation saying, well, I believe it's going to happen because of this, this, and this. At least I actually take the time out, guys, to, to go to the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe's website and show you, hey, here's an article that says why this isn't going to happen. And I know it hurts a lot of people because they got misled, and I wish it didn't have to be that way. But the fact of the matter is, it does. So since we're already here, I'll go and show you guys something real quick, just to back up what I said. Reserve Bank Zimbabwe. Cool. So the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe website, I'm going to go ahead and post that in the chat box for you guys to see. What? Comments can't contain. Look, I just got a red flag from YouTube. Comments can't contain links. Please put link in your video description and refer to it in the comment. Wow, I just got blasted by YouTube. Okay. So I am putting the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe's website in the description. Unfortunately, you guys aren't probably going to see it. Okay. I'd like to have an announcer someday for this. Makes it easier for me. Like, today we're going to talk about Zimbabwe. So here's Zimbabwe. This is the website for the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe, and it's a really slow website because I think they're running on dial-up right now. Serious, it's really slow. Now we're going to scroll down here, and I want you to see this. Keep forgetting you guys can't see that. Okay. Press statement, continued use of the multi-currency system in Zimbabwe. Click it, open it, and you have a document. I wonder if this is actually, I don't know if this document will show up on YouTube. I'm just assuming it will. Continued use of the multi-currency system in Zimbabwe. No, I'm pretty sure that's not going to show up. So let me show my whole screen so you guys can see it. I'm going to switch this for a second. Okay, now you can see my screen. There it is. Continued use of the multi-currency system in Zimbabwe. This is an official government document. This isn't something I made up. I'm not that good at making stuff up like this. I could make something up that's like, oh, hey, look what I saw. I saw this on CNBC about the dinar revaluation. I could make up something like that. I'm not going to do that, though. Let me just tell the truth, because I believe that you have more credibility when you just tell the truth all the time rather than try to say, well, it's possible at this and no. If I'm certain that it's not going to happen, I'll tell you. You guys notice I don't give you rates. I don't tell you what the rates are going to be for currencies because, well, let's just discuss that. How can you predict what the rate of the currency exchange rate will be for Zimbabwe or the Vietnamese dong if you can't even predict what the currency exchange rate will be for the Japanese yen? Ooh. What did I just say? I just said that if they can't predict what one currency can be, how can they predict another? See, that's the key thing right there. For the last 4 years, these guys have been saying what the rates of certain currencies are going to be without showing you proof. Anyways, I would just do some more research into currencies to just understand how they're being traded. Most of them are just high frequency traded anyways. So continued use of multi-currency system in Zimbabwe. This is a pretty, let me see how long this document is. It's actually, oh no, it's just only the 3-page document. But essentially, what's it saying? It's just talking about that when the time comes, we'll be very cautious and gradual about it. Oh gosh, I gotta zoom in. You guys need to read this. Hold on just a minute. Okay. So Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe. Okay, so I'm gonna read this. This statement serves to emphatically dismiss those rumors and to confirm that there are no plans whatsoever within and outside the bank for the immediate or near-term introduction of new currency or a reintroduction of the Zimbabwe dollar into our system. As late as last week at a press conference, His Excellency, the President, clarified the issue for the umpteenth time, stating the same position as we are alluding to above, and adding that when the time comes, we will be very cautious and gradual about it. It may be in the wishes of some stakeholders in debates, and this is a free country where freedom of speech, thought, or wish is allowed, that the Zim dollar be returned immediately, but these are just wishes. The multi-currency regime will be with us for the foreseeable future, and in any case, when the time comes, the local currency, can you guys see that? The local currency will circulate alongside other existing currencies with people exercising their choice of currency to hold. Wow, they actually have freedom of speech, and they actually have democracy over there. That's wonderful. I don't think I need to read any more of that. So if you guys own Zimbabwe dollars, might as well just get rid of it. Let's see here. I lost my place. What did I do? Okay, here we are. So I have 2 windows open. This one shows my entire screen, so you guys are seeing everything I'm seeing right now. Okay. All right, no more questions. Any other people on YouTube I work with? I mean, I follow TNTBS mainly because he kind of does what I do. He's kind of taken over a lot of the stuff with the gurus that I'm kind of not really messing with right now. He does really good research, kind of like I do. We're able to find a lot of good information. Wow, a lot of people actually dropped off when I started talking about Zimbabwe. I guess they didn't like that. I guess I upset some people who own Zimbabwe dollars. Yeah, because right before I started talking about Zimbabwe, there was about 11 people on. Now there's only 5. Wow. I must have upset some people. I'm glad you like that. Thanks. Yeah, absolutely. Look, here's the thing. I'm not tied to any currency company. I'm not tied to any dealer or broker. So I'm not biased in any way. I'm not saying, well, I think you should definitely buy your currency from this guy, or I think you should definitely buy from here. Yeah, there's just no point. See if I still have that email I received. Ah, there it is. Is that the same one? Oh, there it is. No, that's just Blano. Want to tell you that we're looking for the RV to happen before midnight tonight. Look for rate over $5. That was May 13th, 2011. Yeah. Let me see. Oh, did I sent you guys the NDA for Planet Dinar, right? If you go to Google and you type in site:/planetofdinar.com, if you look down here, it says non-disclosure agreement. So the NDA for Planet Dinar is right there. It's www.planetofdinar.com/members/NDA. But the funny thing is you don't have to be a member. You can just access it. So if you guys want that NDA from Planet Dinar, just watch that part of the video again. You can see it. Hey, here we go. To say those gurus said that every Monday you're going to change your dinar, change the dinar. Long time. Don't read about them. Yeah, it's true. It's true, man. They've just been making that stuff up for a long time. Yeah, absolutely. I will. Yeah, I will do a live Q&A. Now, my birthday's tomorrow on Tuesday, so maybe on Wednesday I can send out an email, but I don't realistically, I don't know how many people are actually going to be on for that. So I'll probably have to do an email blast for next week. I don't know. I could always just test it out just to see how it goes, but it is good if people participate, you know. Now the problem is when once this video actually gets uploaded, because I'm assuming that after I'm done talking to you guys that this video is going to be uploaded to YouTube. The main problem is going to be that all the chat is probably going to disappear. I mean, unless it's actually in the video itself. Like you can see if you're watching this other than watching it live, then you'll probably see when I occasionally reference the chat window. But what I'm concerned about is that if I don't have this chat window open when I'm recording, then when the video is played back, people aren't going to be able to see the questions. And that's kind of my concern. So this is a good test just to see how it works. And I think the main problem I was concerned about also was audio quality. It's like, how good is my microphone going to be when I'm recording live? Not a super, super expensive, fancy microphone I'm using, actually. It's like $100. It's the recorder that I'm plugged into. Because this thing isn't plugged directly in my computer. I'm using like a $200 recorder. I sold my mini disc to get a recorder, and it was actually a good idea. Someone asked me about Million Day. What do I think of new sound guru Million Day? So let me see what he's actually saying. Well, I'll be honest. I don't really believe what he's saying. I mean, I shouldn't even really comment on the Dinar gurus. I don't think that's right, because if I comment on them, I am biased toward them because I'm not a Dinar guru. I'm just a guy who uses common sense and says, if these guys can't predict what the US dollar to Japanese yen exchange rate is going to be, then how can they predict what the Zimbabwe dollar, which isn't even a currency being used, will be? How can they predict what the Vietnamese dong would be? I mean, if you could predict what a currency is going to be tomorrow, do you guys realize how much money you could make by doing options trading? You can make tons. In fact, people actually manipulate the options market, but that's besides the point. I'm just saying. Oh yeah, thanks for passing on. I appreciate it. Yeah, this was just a spur of the moment thing. You know, I was online. I told you guys I had to delete some stuff. I'm not going to really get into it, but the point was, I figured while I'm doing that, let me see if I can get a live video going. What I want to see is, let me see, can I? Oh, good. I can actually copy and paste all your questions. Let me see. Yeah. Let me see. I should be able to post that somewhere on here. Let's see if this does it. Oh, see, it does it. Cool. So I just posted all your questions in there. I think going forward, what I'll probably actually end up doing, guys, I'll probably end up just putting all your chat on a, like, make a screenshot of it or something. I have a little thing that allows me to do screenshots of my. You obviously know what I do. If I can't just copy and paste all this, then I don't know. It looks like it'll copy and paste fine, but I figure, wouldn't it be best I just have this Q&A on a website itself? You know, people are always asking me, hey, Nick, why don't you have a Dinar forum? The problem with that, guys, is you have to have somebody moderate it, because you'll have guys who are just promoting themselves, like, hey, check out my website about how to, cut puppies' toenails, or how to lose weight by drinking the shake. I don't want to have something like that. I prefer to moderate stuff myself. But I think this works out great, because all you guys who have a bunch of questions, you could post all your questions in here. I mean, you could just have a little WordPad document, type all your questions on, and then before the chat session even starts, you guys could just post your questions on there directly. I think that would be pretty awesome, wouldn't you? And you guys can just have all your questions answered. Actually, I am working on a frequently asked questions thing. In fact, let me go ahead and show you guys a preview of that real fast. Where is it? So I have like so many drafts of articles that I haven't even published yet, you guys. Tons of drafts. Look, I have 18 drafts of articles for Global Currency Reset that I have not posted. I've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 18. So that's 20, 30, 40. I have 40 posts, guys. 40 posts that I haven't made yet. Wow. Okay, I think this is the one I was working on. Let me check this real quick. It was supposed to be a frequently asked questions one. I'm not sure how this is going to come out. Oh, good, it does. Okay. So some people had already sent in questions via email, and I just wanted to respond. So here it is. See, I received an email from James Mendez asking if I still own dinars, which I did not reply. Why was I asked this question? I don't know. James Mendez from this site. There's this Iraqi dinar site, guys, in Puerto Rico. Oh, the site's down. How did that happen? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. This is big news right here. This was the guy who was pumping dinar. It's available? How did that happen? Something's wrong, guys. Hold on a second. So the guy's name was James Mendez, and he was like a dinar guy from Puerto Rico. There it is. Okay, so it's Dinar's PR. This is it right here. See, the guy met President Obama, and they were talking about dinar, so he puts this photo with him and Obama on his website, like, hey, Obama approves of me selling dinar. So this is a Puerto Rican site. So anyways, that's besides the point. I'm just saying that it's kind of funny. This guy's got a whole site set up. Yeah, he had some YouTube videos that he had posted where he kept talking about, hey, look at me, look how much I have. In fact, let me go ahead and see if I can show you this. This is a nice program called Ahrefs. Allows me to look at the backlinks of certain sites. Okay. I'll just open that up. Oh yeah, so these are all the videos that the guy did. Oh, he made 86 videos. It's a lot of videos. Yeah, one of the videos, the guy's showing off that he met President Obama. Look at him. Look what he's wearing in this video. Okay, forget that. This is like way out of line. All right. Thank you, man. I appreciate the published work. Hey, what do you mean by great idea? Be specific, man. I said a lot of stuff. If it's a good idea, I want to know what it is, because I don't know what I said. I was going off for a second. Let's see the questions again. All right. Where did I put that thing? Must have closed that off. All right. Hold on. Hold on just a second while I deal with this. Okay. I'm back. Don't mind what I just did. I'm playing around. All right. So let me go back to that real quick. Sometimes I have too many windows open and I can get confused. Okay. James have TV and radio show. Okay, I'm not sure what you mean by that. Oh yeah, and yeah, Great Kings of Rap. What was the great idea that you were talking about? Just so I know, just so I can follow you. I want to be on the same page as you. So if it's a good idea, definitely want to implement it. Well, let me refresh this for a second. All right. So anyways, frequently asked questions. I'm Nick. I'm learning a great deal from your site. Thank you for the hard work and research. Much appreciated. Would you give me thoughts on Tampa Dinar, please? Are they reputable like Sterling Currency Group? I would just check Better Business Bureau, guys, on any dinar companies. I find the information on the various gurus very disturbing, but the truth in a clear-eyed perspective is always better than La La Land. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, just seek out the truth, guys. You shall know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Nick, thanks for the note. So let me ask you, what is your best guess as to when the dong will revalue? I don't set a date. I don't actually see the dong revaluing as much as redenominating, meaning right now it's 500,000 dongs. I could suggest that they may make it 500, but I'm not going to give you a price because I'd be lying. I'm a Christian. I'm not going to lie to you. I will not tell you that because I don't have that answer and nobody does. And will it revalue in U.S. dollars? If it's already in U.S. dollars, then yeah, it'll be in U.S. dollars when they revalue it, whatever they do. Because I have no proof of that. But if a currency is already traded in U.S. dollars, then yeah, it'll be still traded in U.S. dollars when it revalues. Hello, I just listened the first time YouTube and saw your website. Nice, thank you. Didn't see my question. Where and how do I sell my small amounts of dinar and dong? Well, dinar you can buy online. Dong you can buy at your local bank and save a ton of money. I put a little link here so you guys can check out what I did. I actually spent a good amount of time making a chart up. Nick, having problems playing the videos. No action when clicking the arrow. But I've been wondering about this for you for some time. Why, if you only invested $1,000, would you even bother with all the website stuff if you don't believe it will be worth it? I understand you think it will happen, but sometimes it seems as though you don't believe it will be worth that much when the time comes, or maybe you don't believe they will let us have it. Maybe you don't really believe in it at all. Okay. Well, yeah, I invested in it, and I started my website before I did a whole bunch of research. But yeah, I did believe I was going to make some money. But as you get into it, you see that they've kind of been promoting this since 2010, 11. And what you usually have is dinar gurus and dinar companies tied up together. One of the sites would be like the Dinar Daddy site. I mean, that's plain and obvious that the Dinar Daddy site and the Treasury Vault, they're pretty much the same. They are the same company because they use the same analytics ID. Now, Google Analytics, you know what? I'll get into that later. But let's just say that those sites use the same webmaster. Okay, so whoever's in charge of that site is actually running both of them. Thank you for your mail and your add-on. It was very interesting. I'm very aware of the plans of the New World Order and that the U.S. is going to pay a heavy price. I live in the U.K., so we feel the economic effects of any market or currency crash. I would appreciate it as a person if you would send me the PDF of the book. Yeah, if you guys subscribe to my newsletter, you'll get that book. What's holding up the RV? Royal Asian families in Iraq said the value is 358. No, that's not true. Yeah. So I got like a lot of questions. Now I'm going to end up responding to all this stuff. So many questions on here. But what I will tell you guys is this. I'm not selling anything. I don't have any promotions going on. I don't actually have, I'm not doing seminars. I'm not selling dinar. In fact, let me check my site. I don't think there's any ads running on my site for dinar. There might be links on there, but I'm not selling any. Yeah, see, look, you don't see anything about dinar there. It just talks about exchange rates. Yeah, these are Google ads, you guys. So Google puts what they want to put there. In fact, when you actually go into the article, you have different ads that show up. I mean, this is kind of how I'm funding my operation because it is expensive and I do take a lot of time out. Yeah, see, I don't Yeah, there's no Dinar stuff on here, guys. So I just want to be sure I'm telling you the truth. Yeah, I'm not selling Dinar. I don't have any links to that. All right. Oh yeah, James. You meant James Mendez. Gotcha. Happy birthday. Thank you. Oh, great idea. Question and answer posted on your forum and discuss it on live chat Q&A. Yeah. Weird show. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Yeah, I don't know what show you meant, Gigi. I'm not sure about that. Wow, we've been going for an hour and 14. This is definitely the longest video that I've done. Yeah, I'm glad you guys liked that. I see a few thumbs up. Yeah, you guys can give a thumbs up if you want. That's fine. Thanks. I'll leave this up there, but I highly doubt that someone's going to sit through an hour and 14 minutes of me, especially because the first, I think, 15 minutes, I'm just setting everything up. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Zwap? I don't know how to pronounce that. ZWOPT, but hey, how's it going? Yeah, you can ask your questions in here. So yeah, guys, I definitely want to redo my sites the way they look. You know, I do website design, but I just started doing that. I'm not an expert. I was just surprised that I was able to get a website ranked #1 for so many terms. It's really funny. Like if you type in "buy Vietnamese dong," see if it'll do it right now. Somebody sent a bunch of fake links to my website for Vietnamese dong. See if this works. Okay, yeah, look at this. So you guys do this yourself real quick. If you Google "buy Vietnamese dong," look what comes up. You have Tradlick, Sterling, you have Amazon, you have Treasury Vault, you have Buy V&D, and then my site comes up. How weird is that? That my site comes up for Buy Vietnamese dong and I don't even sell it. Weird, right? But I'll tell you what it is. It's this chart. Google loves this chart that I put up. I mean, people stop. They're looking at it. They can see that. Like, look at Tampa Dinar right now. I don't know if this is still accurate, but it says that they were selling Vietnamese dong for $98 per million. Let's double check to make sure that's correct. Oh, did they stop selling it? I think they might have stopped selling it. Wait a minute. Originally, it said it was IraqiDinar.net. Oh, I see. So Tampa Dinar and IraqiDinar.net now open Exchange Trade of America. But wait a minute. I thought that was Dinar Trade. Wait a second. Now I'm really confused. Where's Dinar Trade? Wait, dinartrade.org? Let me see something. Whoa, look at this. So it looks like 4 sites got combined into one. So Tampa Dinar, IraqiDinar.net, Dinar Inc., and Dinar Trade are all owned by Exchange of America. Wow. I had no clue. Okay, so let's just go to buy foreign currencies. Vietnamese dong, let's just say 1 million, $78 per million they're charging. This says Treasury Vault is also charging $78 per million. Wow. Anyways, Google really likes this article because they put it #1, and obviously the dealers hate it. They're like, who the heck is this guy? He doesn't even sell Vietnamese dong. How come he's ranking for Vietnamese dong? So let me show you what somebody did. I want you guys to see exactly who it. I'm not going to say who attacked my site because I have no clue. But so I'm going to show you the links going to my site. Okay, so my site got started sometime around here in February, right? If you looked at, there was only a few links going to it, right? Just a few links, a few pages, you know. Wait, I'm sorry. I have to do exact URL. Just give me 1 second. Okay, so there were no links going to my site at all. Look, this is for this specific page, the Vietnamese dong page, and then look what happened. It just got hit by like thousands of hits. And you click this thing called anchor text. It's going to tell you what the anchor text was. Look at what the links that they were sending to my site were. Buy Vietnamese dong, dong to USD, dong Vietnamese, buy dong online. Now, what this is meant to do is meant to actually destroy a website. Now, what they ended up doing was the reverse, because if you search for this stuff, my site usually comes up. Let's see. Not on this one. I think it's just under Vietnamese dong itself. Let's just see. Yeah, so if you guys type in Vietnamese dong, my website comes up number 3. It's actually above Wikipedia now. I have no idea how that happened. I thought you couldn't really outrank Wikipedia. Anyways, that's besides the point. Back to the chat window. Thanks for the happy birthday. I appreciate it. All right. Well, I'd say this is a 50% success, because obviously it works with the chat window. You know, everybody can see the questions. I'm assuming some people are still watching this on probably Twitter or Facebook, and they're like, I don't see a chat window. You guys have to be in YouTube. If you're not on YouTube, you won't see the chat window. You'll just be typing messages on Facebook, which I think people are still doing. But the reason I say it's a 50% success is because not everybody's participating in the questions. But that's fine. I mean, you know, in the very beginning, I was passive. Yes, people are still typing questions. Date of the RV. Leave your dinar to your great-great-grandchildren. Yeah, I don't think the RV will happen. What's going to happen is a redenomination. Wow, this guy said exactly what I was thinking. Yeah. Let's wait for redenomination. Not going to happen. Yeah, I mean, guys, I'm not seeing anything happening with the dinar for a while. I do see that something with the U.S. dollar happening. That's the U.S. dollar going down. That's mainly it. Okay. Well, it looks like people who followed me realized that I wasn't on Facebook, and they actually went back to YouTube. Cool. All right, I'm going to take a quick break, real quick. And what happened to the currency news hound? Yeah. Hey, I remember what you're saying about that. Yeah. I don't think they paid their bills. They had a site set up. Let me see. See if I can load it up real quick. It was the currencynewshound.com. It says your blog's domain expired 207 days ago. See, renew for 1 more year. So they didn't pay. Yeah, they didn't pay their bills. That's what happened. I'd like to buy that website too. It'd be a nice website to redevelop. I could actually pay somebody to put all the articles back up there. They have some kind of a thing where, like, let's say a website gets deleted, you guys can get all the articles for it. Yeah. So that's what happened. Yeah. No, they didn't. I don't think they actually shut that. I think they just didn't pay their bills and their website dropped. But I could be wrong. I think maybe the link actually just changed. Let me see. Currency news hound. See what comes up real quick. It's just on WordPress now. Yeah, look, you can still see it. No, they said goodbye and thank you. Look. No. They stopped it. What am I talking about? No, see, I just had to do some more research. Let's go into archive.org real quick. You guys still hear me okay? All right, let's check this out. All right. It looks like the last post was in December. This doesn't look like it. You see what it's doing? Okay, here it is. So the currency news hound says goodbye and thank you. I made the decision to end the currency news hound and its related sites. God's led me down a path that I am excited to pursue. Okay. Well, let's check GoDaddy real quick. Oh, I don't want HTTP. No, wait a second. You see, it says that the website is still... You guys can hear me, right? It says that the website's still down. I mean, it's still owned by somebody. See, it says currency news hound is taken. Well, so let's check the who is real quick. Maybe I can get an idea when it's going to expire. Expires October 13th, 2015. So it's actually located in Panama, it says. Interesting. No, wait. Panama, Pennsylvania? All right, whatever. Well, so it looks like the currency news hound, they stopped operating their site, and it's expiring in 2015. Well, if I can buy the site, I will. I don't know if it'll be available. They might just renew it and just not want anybody to post stuff on it. So I'll just speculate at this point. But yeah, the site's not coming back. Awesome. You can hear me? Good, good, good. All right. Guys, I'm going to get up for a second and grab a drink. I need to head out, kind of go for a walk, guys. I'm trying to stay skinny. Oh, yeah, you guys didn't know I was fat? You guys thought I was skinny. Well, I haven't always been skinny. I used to be really fat. And I'm not going to sell you on any diet products. I just walked. I literally just walked to lose weight. If I have my fat picture, I'll show you guys real quick. No, I don't want. No, you guys don't want to see my fat picture. I have a fat picture and I have a muscle picture where I'm like flexing, but I don't want to show everybody because they'll freak out. They're like, oh my gosh, he's a beast. I don't want them to see me like that. I'm going to go grab a drink of water. I'll be right back. Guys, if you have any remaining questions, just go ahead and ask them because I'm going to take off and kind of go for a walk. Sun's about to go down. It's about 6 o'clock here in Arizona, and it's a beautiful day, and I really don't want to stay inside. Tomorrow's my birthday, so just ask your questions real quick, and I'll be back. If there's no more questions, I'll say goodbye. All right, guys. I didn't see any further questions. No further questions, Your Honor. So thank you. I appreciate you guys listening. Thank you to Great Kings of Rap. Good questions. Appreciate it. Glad this worked out. Next time, I definitely want to have everybody on a... Well, if you're not on the email list, just make sure you guys get on my email list. Just go to globalcurrencyreset.net. Just sign up for the email. I'll show you real quick. I put a bunch of links on my site. Yeah, so you can click the newsletter button right here. Also, I think I put another link here somewhere. No, I'm logged in to Facebook, so it won't show me. If I open this in a private window, you can see it. So it says subscribe to newsletter, and then there's the button that says click here to subscribe. So you can just click it, fill in your info, and I'll send you some information. And then, yeah, there's also this window here where you guys can have information, okay? Well, that's basically it, though. Thanks for everybody for staying on with me. Sorry if you guys had to listen. In the replay, unfortunately, I can't edit these. This is all uploaded live to Google. So I apologize if you guys actually listened to the whole thing and you're disappointed. But yeah, this was just a nice test. I'm thinking that what I might do is once I get a buildup of questions, I'll do a question and answer session. or we might just schedule a day once a week where we can do it. But I definitely want to let everybody know. Yeah. Facebook is a good thing to do. The problem with this is we can't post links, as you saw earlier. It won't let me post links. But anyways, I'm going to go for a walk. My birthday is tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys very soon. Thanks again, and stay safe. I'll talk to you later.